Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys are doing well. So today we are going to be making yogurt, and for the yogurt we'll be needing, for this recipe we'll be needing 700 grams of full cream milk. We need a thermometer to check the temperature of the milk before adding the culture into it. We'll be needing a turning stick, a spatula for mixing the milk together, and then some water. We'll be using about 4 liters of water, a combination of hot and cold water, a bowl for mixing, and then a little bit of some culture, some starter culture that has live bacteria in it. Some people use yogurt, pre-made yogurt, as their culture, but for this recipe I'm going to be using this culture for it. So yeah, let's get started. Well, I'm going to add 2.5 liters of cold water, that's room temperature water, and then 1.5 liters of hot boiling water. Some people usually boil their milk over the fire, but this has already been pasteurized. We are using powdered milk. We're not using fresh milk which has been pasteurized, so there's no need to boil it. That's why we are going to be using just 2.5 liters of cold water and 1.5 liter of warm water. Now the 500 ml of water. Now after adding the water, we'll add in the milk and then stir to combine. So I'm going to be adding the milk into it. I'm adding the milk, 700 grams of milk, and then I'm going to stir it to combine. As soon as the milk is dissolved, you add in the hot boiling water into it and give it another stir. The suitable temperature for us to add in the culture into the milk is between 42 to 45 degrees. So you need to check with a thermometer to be sure if the milk is at that level, if the milk is not too hot and not cold, so that if it's too hot you will kill the bacteria, and if it's too cold it's not going to form. So let's check if our milk is between 42 to 45 degrees Celsius. The marking is around 48 degrees, so it means that it's still hot. So we're going to allow it to cool down a little bit before we add in the culture into it. Some people also use the finger method. They dip a clean hand into it. If they can tolerate the heat, then that means they are good to go. Or they just put a drop behind their palm, and then if they can tolerate the heat, then it means that it is at the right temperature. But I like to use a thermometer to be very sure of the temperature. So to cool the milk, I can put it inside some cold water, or I just keep stirring it till it gets to the temperature that I want. So I'm back after a while, and you can see it's on 45 degrees exactly. So now I'm going to add in the culture into the milk, then cover up and allow it to set for 8 to 12 hours. So I'm going to scoop some milk into this bowl. I'm going to mix the culture in here before I now pour it directly into the milk. This is the culture that I'm going to be using. Some people use pre-made milk and they add one tablespoon per liter of milk into the yogurt to allow it set. But for this recipe I'm going to be using this culture, and this culture requires very very little. If you put too much, your yogurt will end up slimy. So I'm going to use a tip of a knife to just take a very little portion of it. It up a little bit, and this quantity that I'm going to be using, you see how little it is. This quantity on the knife is more than enough to culture the yogurt, you see. So now I'm going to mix it together for it to dissolve, and then I'm going to pour it into the yogurt, into the milk I mean. So I'm going to pour it into the milk, stir it together. At this point, you do not want to disturb your yogurt, so you just want to pour your culture into it, cover, and allow it to set for 8 to 12 hours. But I'm going to allow mine set for 9 hours. So I'm going to cover it, and then take it to a warm place to set. As for my culture, I'm going to tie it back and then keep it inside the freezer. It's usually stored in the freezer. I'm going to tie it, use rubber band to hold it tight, and then take it to the freezer. I usually store it in the freezer. So for this, I'm going to take this away and store for the next 9 hours. So see you guys in the next 9 hours. I have trust issues, so I'm tying this in multiple nylons, about 4 nylons, and then the last one. So this is how I store it in the freezer, in the coldest part of my freezer. So I am back after 9 hours and our yogurt is ready. As you can see, it came out well. It came out really thick and creamy. That's why I like to use full cream milk for my yogurt, because it makes it really creamy. So I'm going to be making some Greek yogurt. I'll be making it off camera. It's pretty easy to make. I'm just going to pour the yogurt into a cheesecloth to extract the whey, to make it thicker than it is right now. I hope you enjoyed watching this. Please do feel free to ask me questions in the comment section if you have any. I'll be happy to answer your questions. And I also hope you enjoyed watching this. Please, if you did, give this video a thumbs up, like, share, and subscribe. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.